And I want to welcome you to today's podcast, That's Life here in Sweden, with me, your host, Lisa Åsmäki. And right now you're listening to a terrific track from Yinka City titled Gravity.
Now the best party where I ever go. Lights to shine, but now them don't look. If you like dream, we're sweet past sunny. But nowadays you're alone, you know funny. She catch my eye when she smiles so bright. Now I laugh that they light my light. That they wonder if we go cross paths again. Gravity, my heart did fall. Gravity, she hold me down like she be my remedy. No escape, I did stuck for her energy. Gravity, oh gravity. Oh gravity. Empty room, silence they loud past room. Memories they dance like say they no one come. She don't scatter my brain on my chest they tight. That they count stars but no one they shine bright. The way she move it they blow my mind. I shadow they linger they rewind. I they ask myself she go come back. Gravity, my heart they fall. Gravity, she hold me down like she be my remedy. No escape but they stuck for her energy. Gravity, oh gravity. Oh, gravity.
Welcome to the podcast, Yinka, and congratulations on a fabulous album titled Gravity. That is also the title to one of the songs on the album, and that I have chosen to actually use as an introduction to today's podcast. How are you?
I am doing great, Lisa. I'm doing great. Thanks for having me. I really, really appreciate the opportunity you're giving me, the chance to talk about my music, talk about myself, talk about everything.
Yes.
I really, really appreciate. Yes.
Oh, and it is absolute my pleasure to have you on the podcast today. And so, to begin with, can you share a little bit about your background, where you're from, and especially about your background as a musician, composer, and lyricist?
Okay. All right. So, yes, my name is Yinka. The full name is Yinka Idowu. Born in Nigeria, and I grew up in Nigeria for so many years until I did my primary education, my secondary, and just after that, entering into my university, a year in my university, I had to go join my mom and my younger sister in United Kingdom,
Okay.
London, precisely. And so for the last 23 years, I was in London, living in London. And after that, I've moved to Dubai. Presently, I'm living in Dubai presently for the last 3 years. So, yeah, so that is my geographical background. And my background in arts and music, it's way from the day I was born. I would say I grew up, listening to music from the earliest I can remember, possibly maybe the age of 4 in my at our home, and I think I can remember listening to music of Michael Jackson, Lionel Richie. Back then, my dad, he's an avid listener to all those beautiful, soulful music back then. And I just grew up for so many years, gravitating towards songs of Michael Jackson's, Madonna, and just, those pop interesting songs. We used to play it back then in Nigeria. A lot of people, everywhere you go in Nigeria, you're listening to just popular music across the world. And so I grew up in with that, and so getting to understand myself better in secondary school, I also started performing as well. I'll be performing in class, rapping to people, doing, singing. And also, when I got into my university, I decided to actually go for performing arts.
Okay.
And I think that's how I started to develop how to write, how to understand what I'm saying, and actually to put it into words. So yeah, basically that's my background into introduction of the music and art world, visual world. Yeah.
I thought it was really interesting because you said you were gravitating towards music, and you were obviously influenced by your family, your parents. And so
Yes.
is that where you got the title to Gravity?
Uh, you know, it's actually so the title Gravity for the actual initial track came just me thinking of the story of my wife, and she actually is a good reference to most of my songs, because I was just thinking how I met her in a party, because
Okay.
that's actually how we met, and try to use that intro of how we met and somehow change it to a fictional story, because we actually did stay for the whole night, but in the song it changed into the girl disappearing.
Oh,
So it was just me thinking about how we met and how we just gravitated towards each other throughout the whole night. Yeah, so that was what gave me the inspiration for the song.
okay. Yes. Wonderful. It's a very good song, and I'm sure it's an excellent track. So then my next question relates to about a decisive moment when you realized that continuing to rely on traditional producers was no longer sustainable. And how did artificial intelligence then present itself as a viable alternative to you? I didn't ask you, what instruments do you play? Do you play instruments at all?
Um, okay, so earlier on, a few years back, I started learning how to play piano, but I wouldn't say I am that good. I can just play some chords on it, but not on a professional level.
Hmm.
So because of that, has always been like a barrier. For me, it's actually held me back into doing a lot of things. Then going to digital work, I work on Logic to do some of my songs, and when I'm whenever I'm also working on trying to do scores for like films,
Yeah.
I would just get chords on using um, audio cards and things like that using Logic, but everything was just very very complicated, was just very long, and for me and I just thought, you know what, there has to be a better way, because all these things are actually inside of me. I know how I'll think about how I feel it,
Yeah.
but in order to interpret it, to do everything, it just has been costing me a lot of money over the years. Whenever I'm okay, so because I didn't mention that I also do films. I'm also a filmmaker,
Okay.
and so over the years I've been meeting a lot of musicians, which I'll pay to do scores
Yeah.
for my films, and so I'll get them, but it's always expensive to bring everybody together. And while I'm trying to like achieve that to score the movies, I just see that it's a very very expensive field, and because of that, it's been limiting me to achieve a lot of things I've been trying to do, get into music, getting to do music for my films and everything. So, and ever since, I've been wishing for something to just come along to change everything.
Mm.
And over the past 1 or 2 years, I've been seeing the things that AI has been doing. And gradually, I just be like, wow, this is the period I've been waiting for.
Yeah. So you would say that that was the kind of a decisive moment when you actually realized that continuing to rely on traditional producers was simply not sustainable. And so as a composer then, with industry experience, how has taken over the entire production process reshaped your sense of professional identity? Do you consider yourself a composer or a film director?
Okay, so I'll just say I'm a complete artist in all aspects, which is from music to visuals to storytelling. I'm a film director and I'm also a song maker,
Right.
a writer. So both of them to me are equally intertwined in me, in my soul, in my whole entire being. I can't do one without the other.
Yeah.
If I'm visualizing my stories and my music, it's like a drama in my head that comes to me, and I'm thinking about how the story plays out, which I can also use that into telling cinematic stories. So everything is intertwined in one. So I cannot really separate the two. Say, oh, am I just a filmmaker or am I just a musician? I think I'm both.
Yes.
In her.
So, what do you think you have gained in creative control by working independently with artificial intelligence? And what, if anything, do you feel you may have lost from human collaboration, working with musicians, working with the, even if there were there was involvement, cost involved, and trying to get people together. Now you're working independently. So do you think that has actually helped you creatively?
Immensely, yes, definitely is helped me in a lot of ways because first of all, it has quickened time. I could be able to do things that it takes me sometimes months to achieve. Now I could achieve it in minutes. Definitely it's good to have the human connection, to have people around you that you can communicate with, which is always great to be in a studio with people and you're sharing ideas and trying to make it better. I would definitely not say no to that if it's possible. Yes, but the only thing is for me is just the cost of it, how expensive it is. Because like to create an album, the Gravity, the album I created, in order for me to achieve it a few years back, I would have spent thousands of dollars in order to get the level of music that I want to show to the world. It would have cost me thousands of dollars, which presently I cannot invest that thousands of dollars into my project presently. But with AI, with the gift of AI, I'm able to write down everything I want to express, want people to feel. I'm able to write it and input it with AI and collaborate with the engine to create exactly what I wanted. And now I've managed to achieve exactly how I want people to see my work, my work of art.
Yes. Wow. So when thinking about then your musical language, if you like, has that sort of changed since you integrated artificial intelligence into the full production pipeline? And if so, in what ways?
Oh yes, is completely changed for me. Now I feel like even apart from me trying to express myself, it's actually educating me in achieving more than what I know about music. I'm actually creating new genre of music that I've not actually. When people listen to my song, for example, they say, "Yinka, you're creating something new," and I could see that.
Yeah,
they say they've never heard this type of music before. It's a collaboration of different genres into one.
Yes.
And so for me, it's like I'm using from Afrobeat to Afropop to Asian, Chinese traditional music, everything combined, fused together to create one piece of art, which in the past people don't do such things. And I feel like AI has actually come to enhance the power that we already have that we didn't know that we had. And it's expanding it. It's creating new genres of creativity, new artistry, which is so beautiful. And I think it's a gift that the world has been waiting for.
Yeah, yes, and I think we spoke about that when I was in Dubai and I met with you, and I'm just curious. Now, you talk about the AI generating options, but you as the artist, you make the ultimate decisions. But how has AI been able to generate those options to you? Is that based on the sort of questions or the kind of how do you go about it, and how do you determine when something feels authentically yours?
Okay. So, first of all, you have to understand yourself, what you want, and if you are able to communicate that into writing.
Right.
If you are able to describe your type of music, the type of instrument you want, how the language you have to. So for me, because I understand music a bit and I understand how to write stories.
Yeah.
So for me, it's combining everything and understanding different type of musical instruments. If you can understand the music, the
Yeah.
instrument being used, how it's being composed together, write everything down and just put it into the engine, and the engine will actually accept what you're. I feel like it's somehow over the time that I've been using this, I feel it's become spiritual to me because even if just because it's all mechanical, but he actually understands me fully. He understands exactly the language I'm trying to, the feeling I'm trying to evoke. And because I can interpret it properly by writing it and give it to the engine, I was able to achieve exactly my own artistry.
Yes. So therefore, it feels authentic to you.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Yes.
of course, that's really interesting, because then you think about, well, if you were working with a whole bunch of musicians, how people interpret what you're trying to say. There are those who would like to have it written in scores, or the musical notes that someone who is who can read music, they will be able to follow the notes. But then the question is, can they also feel it the way you want the sound to be felt? Or then that would be up to the engineer, the sound engineer, to try to create that sound. So there would be lots of, I guess, lots of opinions, and that could interfere with your authentic self as an artist.
Yes, the thing about life in general, as you have to be able to communicate your vision in every way. Um, Even if you're working with people, if people cannot really understand what you're trying to do, if you're working with a producer or a sound engineer, if you're not able to communicate it properly, you may actually not achieve what you actually want to do. And actually, that's why a lot of people, they spend months or even years in order to bring out their work, because it takes time for you to actually understand, maybe the producer understands the real you, or how you're trying to let the words land. And when both of you are actually not in sync, it's actually frustrating. You have to like take a time off, come back to it again. And so with that, for me, I feel like it is needed. I wouldn't oppose for you to spend time understanding, if you're working with humans, and spend time understanding each other, working with the producer, engineers, the composers, maybe the pianists, the guitarists. It's great to have that. But again, there is also another alternative. If something else can understand you better, which these are new technology can understand you faster, it is great. I think there's space for the both of them, for both human to exist, to do what we normally do, and there's also the space for the artificial intelligence to help us achieve what we're also trying to achieve. I don't think it should be looked down upon. I think it needed to be embraced, needs to be appreciated, and needs to enhance all the work that we've actually been doing before.
Do you see that artificial driven self-production as a temporary workaround for budget constraints, or as a structural shift in how music will be produced in the future?
I think it's definitely a structural shift. I feel there's always a change, and change is inevitable. Every era, we get to learn a new culture, new way of working, new way of doing things. And that is always a shift to a new ideology, new culture, new method,
Yes.
new ways of just doing everything. I think presently the world doesn't really understand how fast it is, but in another couple of years, let's just say in another 5 years, everybody will be used to this idea and start changing their work method in accepting it. For example, I'm going to use the map, A to Z, for an example. When you're trying to get to one location A to location B, you'll bring out your road atlas, and it's a big atlas that you have to park your car, be reading it, trying to look at, and that takes time. But over time, there is the invention of GPS and navigators comes and into the cars, and you just need to input the destination into your sat nav, and within seconds it shows you the direction, and you're following it, and it gets you there faster. People, everybody almost across the world are using the sat nav to get to their destination. So this is what I also believe the people in the production field with the music people, the producers, the engineers are going to start incorporating this to get to where they're trying to go faster. The music that they're trying to achieve, they're going to get it faster. I think that they just have to understand it.
Yeah. So then there is another question that I think a lot of people are curious about, and that relates to the ethical implication of using artificial systems trained on vast amount of existing music.
Okay.
Does that factor into your practice, what you're doing? Do you think about that?
You yes, I do think about it, and I think it's fair for people who have done this music to feel a certain way about maybe some of their work has been used and being taken without their permission, and I could understand it, and I could feel exactly what they're feeling. But again, I also feel that in order for you to make an omelette, you have to break some eggs.
Okay.
I'm sorry
I hope
to you cannot achieve an omelette without breaking eggs. So I'm sorry to come out in this blunt way that time will always have sacrifices and compromises, and everybody just have to understand that things will happen, but you just have to see how you can go around it and work together. I don't feel like it's a complete negative to the whole entire ecosystem. I think it's just about understanding how to. Okay, so we musicians. I'm talking for musicians now, and they'll say, okay, we've done all this work, which we've put our life into it, in learning, in training for so many years, for some for decades, and now something just comes and just takes everything. Yes, that is happening, but we still have to think about the future is not waiting for anybody. No matter what sacrifice, what time you've taken for you to get there, something else will come and just make things better, more modernized. Something else will come, and it goes in every field of life. Even for filmmakers, back in the days, they used to carry big cameras, like big boxes. That sometimes the box, if you have a chance to go and study cinematography, the first cameras were actually almost as big as cars. as the size of a car. Those
Okay.
are how big the cameras and the
Yeah.
cinematographers have asked to take their time. It was a very heavy duty thing, which I guess those people back then they were praying for a change.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And guess what? Now you can make a film on your phone,
Yes.
something you can put in your pocket, and the
Yes.
quality of it is better than the quality of the footage they were having on that 100 years ago.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
so all of the effort that they've put into it will be appreciated, but there's always gonna be a change for the future, a better future to make things more convenient for everybody. So that's what I've been doing.
Yeah. So, what would be your message to musicians who have been, who are kind of, they are absolutely against technology and artificial intelligence? What would be your message?
So my message is we we all need to understand life is not just a singular way of looking at things. You have to look at things in a more broader way. It's not just one way. So you have to understand that change is coming, change is inevitable. We have to accept that we cannot just be thinking this thing is going to come and go away. It's coming to stay.
Yeah.
Just prepare yourself. Go and understand how this engine works.
Yes.
If you can understand how it works, you can actually be the frontier of it. You can actually be the one prime, because everybody has access to it. But if you are so good at it, if they say practice make perfect.
Yes.
If you try your best to understand it, how to communicate with it better, you and it can actually become one. And you just see yourself excelling in it. And you can actually profit
From
immensely. You profit from it. So don't look at it as a negative. Look at it as a support system to how your new way of living would be.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you know, exactly that is the message, I think. A lot of people are, for example, in education, and of course, you know, I'm in higher education and work at the university. And there are a lot of people who are, if you like, opposed to artificial or AI and chat GPT, etc. But sometimes I wonder if this resistance to something that is new is simply because it's a bit difficult to understand it, and it's easier to hold on to, if you like, old ways of doing things.
People are always going to find change as people don't like change. That's always been a normal thing, and for me, I'm always against that. I always think about the future. So my mind, I cannot really understand how other people think. I can only, go with my own way of reasoning. I don't like to be stuck in one way of saying things. So what I would advise anybody in any field, education and everything, always think whatever that is in front of you as a tool.
Yes.
Use it as a tool, not something harmful to you, not something that you need to regret, so nothing you should reject. Just use it as a tool to help you get what you want, get you to communicate better, get you to teach better. It's a tool, not an hindrance.
It's not a hindrance. So tell me, is there anything that you want to take up to share with me that you think is important that I haven't mentioned?
Even I actually wrote a manifesto, which I feel maybe people will understand it better if I take some time to just read it out.
Of course, go ahead.
All right. So music has always been more than sound to me. It's an extension of who I am, my sixth sense, my unseen language. Growing up, I've dreamt of creating beautiful music that would last forever. Music that resonates with and touches everyone who hears it, near and far. not just melodies, but moments, not just rhythm, but resonance. For years, some visions lived only in my imagination. I could feel them, I could hear them, but translating them into reality required time, money, teams, coordination, barriers that often keeps ideas trapped in the mind. Then came a shift. Just as science once debunked the myth that humans used only 10% of their brains, revealing that the vast power were already possessed. Technology has opened another frontier. Artificial intelligence is not a replacement for creativity, it is an amplifier of it. So with I can translate emotions into sounds in minutes. I can describe a feeling, a texture, a pulse, and hear it come alive. What once would have taken years and thousands of dollars to assemble can now begin with a single spark of intention. In the last 3 months, I have brought to life a body of work that once felt distant, songs that carries weight, that carries truth, songs that feel. Here did not give me creativity. It revealed the scale of it. My vision no longer sits on a shelf. My ideas no longer wait for permission. The tools are here. The, the expression is limitless. Words are just words until they land on your soul. And when they do, that is forever. Yeah, so I just thought I should share that to the world.
Yes, and that was brilliantly shared. Thank you so much. Okay, a question. What's next for you? What are you doing now?
All right. So basically, I'm just dipping myself deeply into the whole AI creativity. I'm actually making more albums. There's so many albums in the work that I've already made. I have 5 albums in the work already, actually, with different textures to it, and I feel they're actually much stronger than the one I've just released. And and I'm also using AI for the visuals as well. I've been learning that, and I'm creating some awesome visuals as it to go along with the music. So yeah, I'm teaching myself how to really use these tool to enhance me as a person, to enhance me on a level that I want to be one of the frontiers of people who can actually show to the world that we can create a different life, a better life from these gifts that they've given us, the artificial intelligence.
That's beautifully spoken. And you know what? When I see you next, I'm going to say to you, can you please show me some things?
Oh, yeah, sure. Definitely. There's so much things I want to show.
Yes. I think you would be an excellent teacher. And it is so exciting to hear how positive you are. And I'm just very impressed. And so I want to thank you so much, Yinka, for sharing with us your thoughts and brilliant music. And of course, I wish you the absolute best in your future. And of course, I certainly hope we will catch up for another conversation about your creative journey producing music using artificial intelligence.
Thank you very much. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. It was brilliant meeting you. You are an amazing person to meet and to have a conversation with. And maybe one day when I come to Sweden, I'll get to meet you and
Absolutely.
share more talks about the progression of life. Thank you very much.
To end today's podcast, I have a chance to play, with the permission from Yink City, a fabulous favorite track titled Soul Vibration. Till next time, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye for now.
Come closer, baby, step by step. nicest secret we both have kept. Your touch, it lingers, it won't let go. Under the moonlight, let the rhythm flow. No need to rush, no need to speak. Your eyes, they tell me all I see.
Desire, take me higher, higher. You're so my fire, my fire. No need for words, no hesitation. Baby, you're my soul vibration.
Stars, they shine, they light your skin. Your smile, not magic, where do I begin? The flute, they whisper, sweet and low. The violin plays what we both